Hey everybody, before this video gets started, yes, it's a re-upload. I had to remove something at the request of Anas's attorney. I obliged. That's not something I have to do, nor am I willing to do. In most cases, my videos are my videos, but in the interest of helping out Anas and his attorney, no problem. So, now, once again, the lawsuit video.
Nerderotic.com.
Welcome back to Nerderotic. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerderotic.com. And I bet Star Trek Discovery and CBS thought I forgot about you this week. No, I did not. I was waiting for this video. I decided to skip the breakdown video for another very special Nerderotic news update. We have another Anas Abdin lawsuit update straight from Anas. It's on his blog, and he sent it to me a couple days ago. And of course, I wanted to wait until the day Star Trek Discovery airs. Now, I apologize for missing the breakdown video this week. It really would have been a good one because of Spock's fifis and Spock's dyslexia. We will talk about that on the live stream for the next Star Trek Discovery recap, which will either be tonight or tomorrow morning. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it because it is awful. They waited 25 years to bring Spock back and he became a crying, muttering mess. But let's get into the lawsuit update. If you are not familiar with this, real quick, Tardigrades is a point-and-click adventure game on Steam created by Anas Abdin. It features a giant blue tardigrade that travels in time and space, an interracial gay couple that looks a lot like Stamets and Dr. Calder, a black female character that looks a lot like Michael Burnham, and a female character that looks a lot like Tilly. And there are other similarities. But let's get into the update. If you want to know about the full lawsuit from the beginning, see the link in the description. I would be remiss not to mention that Anas is an Egyptian man taking care of his very ill parents, and in his spare time, he creates a point-and-click adventure game. He's been doing it for years, and he is suing CBS All Access, Netflix, and others for plagiarism over Star Trek Discovery. Wednesday, March 6, 2019, game developer versus game player. Yesterday, March 5th, 2019, I filed the opposition to the defendant's motion to dismiss. Simply, I'm arguing why their motion to dismiss the case is not valid. Note that when the judge gave us the discovery right to get information from CBS about their Steam accounts, they haven't met their deadline and we still did not get anything from them. Wow, CBS dragging their feet. Just like they did when Anas was trying to contact them prior to this lawsuit to avoid the lawsuit. They gave him the middle finger, and it looks like they are trying this delay tactic to try to drain his finances, the epitome of an evil corporation. On their motion to dismiss, they keep on misguiding the court by stating half-truths, misquoting older cases, and even using poor examples of other tardigrade appearances in media. In fact, the more they try to defend themselves, the clearer the entire picture gets. They have no good arguments. They are still insisting that I'm trying to own copyrights to the real-life tardigrades creature on Earth. I never claimed I did. They are omitting everything regarding its size, color, and usage in the facilitating instantaneous space travel. They are trying hard to say that the tardigrade is a public domain and, let me use my best French accent, scene affaire. Now go away before I taunt you a second time. Scenes that necessarily result from the choice of a setting or situation. Scene affaire is a French term which means scene to be made or scene that must be done. It is a concept in copyright law which holds that certain works of a creative work are held not to be protectable because they are mandated by or are customary to a particular genre, meaning that any space-themed production may use them due to their ability to survive in space. My legal complaint is never about tardigrades or their ability to survive in space as they are trying to say. My complaint is simply about the fictional giant blue tardigrades that are used in instantaneous space travel with a blonde male botanist, Carter, whom had encountered interracial homosexual acts with a dark bearded male, Aziz. They claim that I am enforcing my rights on a Caucasian woman with red hair or a blonde white male. This is patently false. I am asserting rights to my expression of characters created by me, myself, and I. They are breaking down character elements to fundamental elements. I am surprised they did not accuse me of owning rights to a person with 10 fingers or a woman with 2 eyes and a nose. Anas, you got spirit, kid. I like your moxie. The character's appearance and sexual orientations are used for the whole picture comparison along with the other elements. This is the heart of the work being compromised. Any person watching the two works will instantly see the similarities and even think they are the same production. Now I'm going to put this back here, and I can understand one, maybe two coincidences, but it's not just the superficial coincidences. It's not just how they look. It is an interracial gay relationship, but I can understand a redhead looking like a redhead and a black female, and okay, let's go crazy and have an interracial gay couple. There's a lot of diversity and inclusivity going on in Hollywood these days. Independently, it wouldn't be anything, but you couple this, you add all this with the giant blue tardigrade that travels instantaneously through time and space. And if you go back, what we do know, after Fuller was fired, they were under the gun to get this show going in a hurry because the CBS All Access network had already launched, and it was supposed to launch with Star Trek Discovery. So they were behind the eight ball. This is my speculation. It looks like somebody might have gone and Googled the tardigrade thing, which was supposed to be a character in the show under Brian Fuller. They decided to make it a creature, and it looks to me like somebody, again, under the gun with not a lot of time, had to come up with some ideas and maybe possibly did a little Googling and maybe possibly, in my opinion, ripped off Anas Abdin. In a desperate move, they use poor examples from the internet and other media to show that the tardigrades are used commonly in literature. None of their examples is even close to what we have in the complaint. For instance, Captain Tardigrade is a tardigrade's head on a human body with 2 human arms and 2 legs, anthropomorphic. He speaks English and doesn't travel without a spaceship. Captain Tardigrade is a unique and a copyrightable expression. Actually, when they put my tardigrades, I believe you wanted to say their tardigrade, the real-life microscopic creature side by side in comparison, they made it even clearer that they copied mine, not the real-life creature. So what they're doing is deliberately dissecting the elements of my project to use the basic components for their dismissal request. For instance, let's use Darth Vader. They would say you have no rights to that because he is just a white male with a helmet and a robe. Oh, and I love how they use the Expanse's protomolecule in their defense for the flying dots. Your Honor, we haven't copied the dots from the plaintiff's game. We copied them from the Expanse. Did they really say that? Well, hey, Expanse, I think you have a lawsuit. They are admitting access and copying for this one motion, but they say they're copying the allowable amount because their tardigrades is shown in a few scenes while the entire show is about 11 hours long. They are saying that their tardigrade doesn't have a major role on the show and the story. I would like to ask these questions to everyone who watched the show. What would season 1 of Star Trek Discovery look like without the tardigrade and its DNA's help to jump instantly from one place to another? Well, let me intersect there. They are still using that DNA for Stamets. They did that recently in the last episode. How would they jump to another dimension? How did they win the war against the Klingons? And while they were away from our dimension, didn't the Klingons take over big portions of the galaxy because the tardigrade technology wasn't available? Finally, in another desperate move, they are claiming that I'm collecting bits from here and there to match my game to their show with similarities. It seems like it hit them hard that Carter, the blonde botanist, who is researching the tardigrade space travel, has encountered an interracial homosexual act with the black-bearded Aziz. He goes on to describe what led up to this act, and in the interest of staying monetized, I am not going to mention it, but you could definitely go read it there, and it does make a great point. And what he is trying to say is that he is basically making up this homosexual act and trying to do it afterwards when it was clearly there before the show aired. If one would believe their legal argument, Star Trek would also have no copyrightable elements. That is very interesting. I'm sure there's a lot of fan films that would like to think that too. And with the Picard series, it looks like they might be pining off of Star Trek Renegades, which I'm not sure if they can or not. Maybe they own the rights. I don't know. But even if they do, they have shown a clear propensity to copy stuff. That is kind of the bad reboot way, and that is definitely the Alex Kurtzman way, in my opinion. Now, we need people to talk about this. We need people to report this. The Access media is in fear of Disney and CBS All Access and the BBC. That's why they're not reporting on a very legit plagiarism case, in my opinion. Whether this case is gonna win or not, it doesn't matter. It's something you should report on. The public needs to know, but they are protecting CBS. Now, the Metro has reported on it, and props to them. But I'd love to see some other sites take this up. Show some huevos, okay? Now, other YouTubers have done that. Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, thank you so much. I will continue doing it at least once a month. I will remind you of this lawsuit and any updates as they come along. Please support Anas Abdin, hashtag justice for Anas. Anas, we love you, man. Again, Anas is an Egyptian man, and if we want to play the game of identity politics, it looks like the big bad corporation is trying to keep a person of color down by stealing his work. In my opinion, please like, share, and subscribe this one as much as you possibly can. Please, again, help out Anas when you share it. Hashtag justice for Anas. Everybody have a great day, and may the small folks sing songs of your greatness.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.